This morning, we have a special edition of our series, The Dish. The James Beard Awards are like the Oscars of the culinary world. In recent years, the awards have aimed to increase representation in nominees and winners. And this year is no different. Fariyal Abdullahi is a first-time nominee and finalist in the Emerging Chef category. You might recognize her from appearances on Food Network's Chopped. The Ethiopian-born chef runs the kitchen at Hav Mar in New York City. CBS Saturday Morning co-host Michelle Miller, who's a host for the James Beard Awards later this week, got a taste of the joy Abdullahi brings to each dish.
First things first, sprinkle. There you go, there you go.
Okay, there we go.
In the kitchen at Hav Mar,
This goes into our hearth oven.
Chef Fariyal Abdullahi can have a little fun.
This is where you're gonna feel real chefy.
But don't let that fool you. Her food is as serious as her journey from growing up in Ethiopia to becoming a James Beard finalist in the U.S.
People were asking me crazy questions.
Like?
I was at a very fancy restaurant. I took a break, went to speak with the table, and they asked me if I came to America as a part of a refugee camp.
And you said?
No, I came first class.
She moved to the States for college with plans to become a doctor. But after pivoting to culinary school, she knew exactly where she wanted to work.
I said, what is the best restaurant in the world right now? And it was Noma in Copenhagen. And I remember my classmates laughing at me. Like,
why?
you can't just start at the #1 restaurant with no restaurant experience. But I did.
And what, you just applied to that next gig?
You know, I came back and I didn't have to apply anywhere after that.
She fell in love with the energy of working in some of the most esteemed kitchens. And yet,
I didn't get to make the food that I wanted to make.
Really?
And I burnt out, you know?
Because there was no joy?
There was no joy. I wasn't perpetuating change that I wanted to see happen in kitchens, but I was almost all the time the only woman of color.
she had returned to Ethiopia when she got a call from celebrated Swedish and Ethiopian chef Marcus Samuelsson.
And I answered, you know, like incredulously. I'm like, hello? He says, I'm opening a restaurant in Chelsea, then I want you to come run it. And obviously I hopped on a plane right away.
Hav Mar, words alluding to the ocean and honey, highlight Ethiopian and Swedish flavors.
This is the Swedish-Ethiopian, another portmanteau, so Swedish and Ethiopian. In Sweden, you know, they're very popular for gravlax, and that's their way of curing salmon. But the second cure is with berbere. It's the spice we use in Ethiopia for like almost all our dishes. Make sure your pan is nice and hot.
We stepped into the kitchen to see how her whole roasted bronzino is prepared.
Just a nice quick little transfer.
Wow.
And it was clear that in her own kitchen, Abdullahi had found a joy she once lacked.
See, now isn't that so pretty?
It is really
You got your
beautiful.
beautiful orange, you got that pop of red, that pop of yellow. I would put that in the window.
Finger looking good. Oh no, spoon looking.
My name means someone who's always happy.
Fariyal.
Yeah. And I just think that happy people are more productive. I said, I'm gonna lead my kitchen with joy.
Her approach has earned her recognition as an emerging chef finalist by the James Beard Foundation.
There are so many others who've won this particular award. Bobby Flay, Tracy Desjardins, Daniela Soto-Inez, Marcus specifically. He's supporting people like Fariyal in their journey. It's wonderful to see these legacies occur with so many great chefs here in this country.
So I'm up for a James Beard Award. No big deal. Kidding, very big deal. You know, the Chopped set, they're like my family, and they stopped. Somebody went and got flowers. They literally gave me my flowers in real time because it was such a huge deal. It's such a big recognition.
A recognition of her success and of what representation can do for the next generation.
I just love that people can now see this Ethiopian woman setting a good example, and they don't have to be just this one thing. They could be whatever they want.
For CBS Mornings, I'm Michelle Miller, New York.
All right, 245 11th Avenue.
11th
I'm
Avenue.
there.
New
I'm
York
pulling
City.
up.
Yeah, that'd be great. She's amazing.
Yeah.
The joy of cooking personified.
The energy just spills out of her.